Warrior, I'm not happy this evening, and neither should you be. I am mad as hell, and I'm just going to put everything on the table tonight because I have had it, and you should be having it too. Let's review what went down today. As you can see, I'm still in my Warriors. I got my Warriors shirt on, my Warriors pin, directly from an event here in New York City in Times Square. And we called it the Times Square Takeover. Today is National Fentanyl Awareness and Prevention, or Prevention and Awareness, whatever you want to call it, Day. Whatever it is about raising awareness, educating, and getting the word out into the public. Now, let me tell you something. This event today, Voices for Awareness, was started, this group, by a mom, Andrea Thomas. And Andrea Thomas lost her beautiful daughter who took half a pill of a painkiller. She thought she was taking a painkiller, and it killed her. It killed her. She started this group along with another mom, and I was in Times Square today with our DEA, our NYPD, Homeland Security. We had lots of press. Different events were going on around the country. I want to tell you what happened in my own backyard. It was beautiful weather. It was tremendous. DEA rolled up with a truck, one of those tractor trailers covered in One Pill Kills, fentanyl awareness. We had it up on the digital billboard at one point, flashing the faces of the lost loved ones. I say lost. I know they really weren't lost, but I can't say dead children, dead teens. I'm saying it now. Dead family members. We had grandparents there today. It is, I really have to get a hold of myself. It really is the most heartbreaking thing, because these parents and family members walk around with the face of their loved one on their shirts, or they wear badges. A woman came up to me and just held a poster, and her son died 1 year ago today. The look on the mother's faces, I am haunted by this. We have an American dying, I don't know, every 3 minutes, every 5 minutes in America. The illicit fentanyl is cut into the marijuana, into the pills, into everything now. It is the intentional poisoning of America, coming directly from China to the Mexican, through Mexico to the border, and flowing freely, while DEA is doing a darn good job of stopping, capturing as much as they can. But how dare the current administration, now when I usually say I don't get political, but one has to get a little political here, how dare on this DNC, convention, I had to stop for a minute because I am haunted by these faces of these mothers, dead children, walking around holding up signs, wearing pins, say their name. This is what we say their name. And they all shouted out at one point the names of their children. It is the most heart-wrenching, horrible thing. And you know what's more horrible? I'm a little all over the place, but on this night of this DNC convention, I'm not telling you how to vote, but in this upcoming election, and it's starting now, it's revving up, ask yourself, which candidate, when you vote, are they going to be raising awareness about fentanyl? Are they going to do something about fentanyl? Are they going to stop the cartels with fentanyl? What is happening? Because the American public does not realize this is an American crisis. Okay, a crisis. A crisis. You'll realize it if something happens to a family member of yours, right? And then it'll be too late. We want to get in there now. If you signed up for the newsletter, our Warriors newsletter, you've got to. It was all about fentanyl facts. I want every school, K through 12 in America, and then special courses for college age kids. We must have mandatory fentanyl age-appropriate education. I also learned fairly recently you can't even sniff things because the fentanyl is so powerful, those little granules. that you could die from just sniffing something. Remember those straws when we were kids that had like the flavored powder in them or something like that? Apparently, there are some straws like that around. They look like candy. Kids are sniffing things, not even eating it, and dying. This should be each candidate, each platform, right, left, up, down. I don't care who you are. It should be spoken about. It should be spoken about and spoken about, because I guarantee I won't be sleeping tonight seeing all those faces of the mothers. There is nothing you can say to them to console them except give them a hug and say, I'm sorry. And those words are cheap, right? Because this is the intentional poisoning of Americans, and nobody is stopping it. The Biden administration has not stopped it, has not stepped in, is not even acknowledging during this convention in the last few nights. They don't even say, I don't expect them to say, we're poisoning everybody. We have to work harder on the border. We have to really close up the border. We have to do better vetting, which brings me to something I have been speaking about for a long time. And the story broke on Monday, late Monday, from Homeland Security when a new report was put out. And this is Wednesday, late at night. I don't know when you'll be listening to this, watching this, as my brain explodes at some point. It happens sometime even to the warrior. They put out a report, Homeland Security, the Biden-Harris, let's get in there, Harris, we got to keep saying that, Biden-Harris administration. I kind of feel like right now it's the Harris administration, so let's just say the Harris administration. They have lost 320,000 unaccompanied children who have come to our borders, come over our borders. They don't know where they are. They did not take records, they didn't vet them, and the so-called sponsors, you've heard me before, trucks picking up 10, 20 kids, one man at a time. We know, did you hear me? Over 320,000 kids, minors. I don't care what you think about the border. This is unacceptable. Unacceptable. The last report a year ago, April, was 85,000. Now we got 320,000, okay? So now we're up to it's 320,000 plus, I guarantee you. If that's what they're putting out there, it could be 500,000. The figures are murky. We never know. It's disgusting. And we know these children are forced into sex trafficking, labor trafficking, crimes, these crime rings around the United States. So what's going on here? What is going on here? I don't even know what to say about 320,000 plus children. We have to raise our voices. We have to accept, and I'm looking for the New York Post, and kudos to them. There's a wonderful writer there. She's been covering a lot of children's issues, border issues. I have to calm down for a second, because this is something that every American needs to be aware of, to say our government works for us. This is unacceptable, and we're going to talk about it. We're not going to vote for you. We want platforms. And now I'm going to swing back to our Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day in Times Square. Although well attended by parents and family members, and DEA was all over it, Homeland Security, you know who wasn't there? The public. And this was matinee day on Broadway. We are in Duffy Square, which is in the middle, the crossroads of the world, where everybody's going each different way. And they got the ticket booth up there where you can buy the discount tickets. And they got the stairs, if you're familiar with Times Square, where people sit and take pictures. And I just watched. I watched how people just walked by. Some glanced. There was so much signage. So many brochures, tables the DEA set up, tents, with the Narcan even. Take it. We're not saying it's about, use Narcan. It is a preventive measure. It's about educating, because we don't want to slap that Band-Aid on and just say, here, everybody, like a lot of Democrats want, take the Narcan. That's what we want in every school, every airport, every bus bathroom and all. No. Right now, we're going to take it because we're in an emergency situation to save a life. However, we got to get away from that. It's why is this happening? Talk about root causes, Kamala Harris. I'm so beyond disgusted that people can applaud and support. I'm all up for debate. I'm all up for everything. Everybody should have their say. But what about what's happening? Why aren't people talking about it? Why aren't people speaking up about it? Why aren't people enraged? Why weren't there 1 million people in the middle of Times Square today? Why did I watch the public go back and forth? Not wondering, not asking, at least not me. I'm a pretty good, looking around at all this and that. What's going on here? Let me take some brochures. Nothing. We can't keep talking to each other, those of us who work in this, who are trying to create a better environment in America, who are trying to help you. We need the public to get on board, right? Things are escalating. Things are getting worse. So let me just refer to this article because it's just so shocking. By the way, lynswarriors.org, scroll down, sign up for the e-newsletter because I want each and every one of you. I think I'll send out that fentanyl newsletter for a third time. I sent it out originally. I wait a day to those who didn't open it or who have signed up in the interim. Send it out again. I'm sending it out a third time so you still have a chance to sign up for that. You need to. You need to, because until we have some sort of education also in the schools, we're not going to get anywhere. You have to know the facts though first. It's school by school, could be district by district. We want education. That's what we're working on. But this article from the New York Post, Jenny Taer, her name is Taer. Maybe it's Tower. She writes excellent things though, so I want to throw out a great big Warriors kudos, applause to her for keeping on top of writing about kids, sex trafficking, digital safety. She's doing a great job. But the title of the article is Biden-Harris administration loses track of 320,000 migrant children with untold numbers at risk of sex trafficking and forced labor. And you do know, let me remind you, Democrats and Republicans both like cheap labor. So we know these kids are in lumber yards, meatpacking plants, automotive plants. I mean, this is unacceptable, right? Working in construction. No. So let's see. According to Homeland Security Inspector General's report released Monday, as of May 2024, there are 291,000 migrant children who arrived in the U.S. as unaccompanied minors who were set free and never given a date to appear in immigration court, meaning there is no way to track their whereabouts. Now, I ask you, all of those NGOs and people and missionaries and organizations working on the border and making millions upon millions of dollars, what are they doing? What about those facilities we never hear about? Arizona, Texas, they almost look like prisons. Chain link fences, security that are supposed to house these unaccompanied minors. What's going on there? That untold millions were spent on to build these places, safe spaces for children. I'm not hearing anything. And if I can't get to it with my sources, you probably can't. No way to track their whereabouts. So they just came and released to so-called sponsors. I'm doing quotes now, these kind of air quotes, although annoying. I have been talking forever with reports of children, 10, 20 at a time, being picked up by men, getting in a car and driving away. Sometimes a woman, mostly men. Where are they going with 10 or 20 kids? I go back to the millions being made. These NGOs, including Catholic charities, there's Jewish organizations, I don't want to just pick on Catholic charities because there are a lot of different so-called religious organizations working on the border. Who's asking these questions? Nobody is. In addition, 32,000 children that Immigration and Customs Enforcement authorities released into the U.S. with hearing dates, but then failed to show in court, according to this 14-page report. Just don't come to court. A whistleblower said she believes many of the kids are already in the hands of criminals and sex traffickers. End of article. That is it. Well, I say that's not it. Warrior, we have to do a better job, each and every one of us. We have to do something. And even if you do nothing, but I put this information on my Twitter, on my Facebook, and you put it on your platforms, or you weigh in here, or if you're listening, we're just getting going, we're just getting rolling with our warriors right here on the YouTube channel. You can join and be a member. I'm going to be starting more videos you'll have first access to, different polls you'll have access to. I'm going to start tomorrow with all of that. I am horrified. You should be too about this. No way to track whereabouts. But as I'm telling you this, people are on a stage in Chicago laughing and clapping and hee-hawing around how great everything is. And remember, no matter what you think about the border, our kids are watching all of this and it is affecting them. They're taking it all in. You may think they're not. Kids are smart. They've got their devices. Things are coming across the devices. And they're watching how the adults are acting. Or they're hearing about perhaps 320,000 plus kids are missing, and that'll put the fear in them that they'll go missing. Horrendous, unacceptable. So let's review. You are going to learn more about fentanyl. You are going to sign up for the Warriors newsletter that I'll send out again, lynswarriors.org. Always one-stop shopping place for information, stories, the take actions. Just go on the tabs, take actions. You can see some of our events. I don't care so much about that. I want you to do the take actions. Or I want you to repeat the story. I put a story up every day under the posts on the main page. Take that story and repeat it on your platforms. Sign up. Just scroll down on the right side, e-newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. I want you to do that. I want you to understand this is a war. Fentanyl equals war. And then I want you to talk to your children or your grandchildren. Lots of good information, DEA.gov, fentanyl. I'll have it in the body of the video. Lost Voices of Fentanyl, LVOF.org. Awarenessvoices.com. There's all kinds of, but I'll put it in the body of the video. Get on top of this. Get on top of your schools. If you do nothing, it's about your children. Do something. And then 320,000, we never even got an answer about the 85,000 over a year ago. Urge our elected representatives. It is tough. It's an election year. We go into lame duck session with Congress. But let me leave you with this. I will be going down to Washington. I've been asked to come to an event of kind of a roundtable, testifying, discussion, think tank, whatever you may want to call it, on September 11th. And you can be sure, warrior, that I'll be bringing up these issues. Because although our mission statement is abolishing human slavery, sexual exploitation, digital safety, all of that fits into that wheel with fentanyl coming across the border, with our American children being hired by cartels, which are working in all 50 states, hiring our kids, our precious babies, to deal their dirty drugs, their poison, to traffic their peers, all in the name of $1. Money. It's always about money. We cannot allow this. What a bunch of suckers, right? Open borders. Come on in. And we put these kids into who knows what. Open borders. You have women here in New York in the hotels being abused. Times Square, they're walking around. I saw it today. Buy my water bottle. Buy my candy bar. Babies in scarves. It looks like a third world country, up on their backs, one in the front, one in the back. Carrying these big baskets. Buy. We did a beautiful Survivor Day with Survivor leaders on Sunday, bringing in art therapy, music. Everybody needs holistic healing. And somebody in the group was telling me about taking their children to Coney Island. Just jump on the D train, which goes directly to Coney Island here in New York. Just take the kids and let's... And how dirty it was. Disgusting, the sand. Broken glass all over. Rings of oil and dirt in the sand. And infiltrated by these illegal people selling everything under the sun. But here's what she said. She said, I don't mind them trying to make money, but they are so extremely aggressive, it's frightening. Why are we allowing this? So join us. Remember, our hashtag is Community Creates Change. And if we do one thing a day, help one person, change one mind, get one person to join us, become a member on the YouTube channel, spread the information. This is the subject to be talked about. Again, I'm going to repeat. It is that big wheel with a lot of spokes. The border, the fentanyl, the sex trafficking, the labor trafficking. Now we've got forced servitude I'm seeing right in front of me. And if the schools are children. And if you're not seeing it yet because you think, or you live out in the rural area somewhere, I guarantee it's coming to your town. It's coming to your town. So let us join together. Let us commit to take action. Let us prove that hashtag, that Warriors hashtag Community Creates Change. Let us wake up every day. Remember to hug and kiss your kids and grandkids, family members, but wake up every day and go out and be a warrior.